there are genuine concerns that, okay, if we get rid of all farm animals, how do you farm? Well, you farm no longer with manure, you farm entirely through chemicals. And once
Hmm.
you farm entirely with um, fertilizer, artificial fertilizer, then you need more use of fungicides and pesticides and all these sorts of things, which are having their own environmental
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah.
Um, the reality is, pesticides, insecticides exist for one thing, and that is to kill the pests, to kill animals. Now, pesticides, insecticides, they're all part of veganism, but I think, that what I mean by they're part of veganism is not necessarily that vegans endorse them, but
Yeah.
the fact is that that is how most vegan food is produced. Um,
Yeah.
and and the question then is, well, is that right? So is there a
Yeah.
way of farming without the use of all these chemicals? And I would argue that one way is by having low levels of livestock that are providing positive, bringing in positive nutrients into the farming system
Yeah.
via a rotational
Re
mix system.
regenerative
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, there may be ways of doing this entirely vegan as well, but those need to be examined and developed, and they do not exist on a large scale at all yet. Uh,
Yeah.
and, and what really exists in terms of non-livestock farming is large scale intensive you know chemical
Monoculture stuff. Yeah.
chemical based farming, which depletes soil, which doesn't get considered much in the discussions around carbon emissions and that sort of thing. You need to also
Yep.
consider the health of the soil,
The
and we know
soil.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're nailing
Um,
it.
so
Yeah.
there are many other issues. I mean, then this
Yeah.
falls slightly outside of my area, but yeah, I do think that it is true that large scale intensive farming, or intensive farming rather, is gives all sort of livestock farming a bad name, and then the conclusion that a lot of people, including a lot of scientists, draw is we must get rid of livestock farming. It's harming the planet, which it is,
Yeah.
and it's harming antibiotics. It's not doing us any good. It's harming our health in many ways, with people eating
Yeah.
too much these stuff and putting on weight and that sort of thing. So let's just go vegan.